I can't pay. If you look at the bottom right corner, you can see.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Should I start the camera thing?
If you want.
Alright.
Alright, we're back. What's it? Session 2 of Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It is a Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. I've been up since 2 a.m. I am wide awake. And we're going to play some D&D. Yes, I'm excited. So, before we start, since this is kind of new, let's do some character introductions. Who is your daddy and what does he do? Kind of thing. We'll go left to right. We'll start with Mr. Nico. Who is your daddy and what does he do?
My daddy was a dwarf, like me. But, identity. Okay.
What's up, guys?
Nicodemus is a short, squat dwarf and has a nice red beard of medium length. Wears some beads in it here and there. Occasionally he has it braided, but since he was separated from his family, his wife doesn't do the braiding anymore. His little fingers aren't nimble enough to do it himself. He wears a scale mail made of petrified wood that has a dark purple hue to it and carries a wooden shield and an evil-looking scimitar. And he's a druid. Also, his first level was a cleric.
Nice. All right, Corbinosity, the midget.
Corbin is a fighter barbarian. He is fond of punching things with his bare hands and wrestling any larger creatures he comes across.
All right. Demetrius.
Demetrius is a centaur. He is a paladin of the divine stallion, which is a myth among the centaurs, apparently the god of war that spawned their race. He follows the Oath of Conquest, or he will, at level 3. And he loves fighting and drinking.
Drinking a little too much, as you guys have noticed.
Yes.
And pony kegs.
Yeah, and I think he tapped the pony keg, so...
Now he's out.
What's going to happen when he wakes up and has no alcohol? Alright, Arcadia.
Arcadia is the lone woman in this group, and she's not exactly too happy about that. Being an Amazon, she doesn't have a lot of experience dealing with men. She is a ranger rogue and keeps to herself. She's wearing studded leather, and she has an unusual weapon for these parts, which is a heavy crossbow. You might also notice that she has an interesting looking, couple of interesting looking weapons. One is a sword that is really kind of weighted towards the end, so it can be used kind of like an axe. And the other thing looks like a disc, a ring that is hanging from her belt.
Yes, and that's kind of a cool weapon. Chamos, one of those two. I will remember one day.
It is an assumed name, so he goes by both and might even call himself both from time to time. Chamos, who is his daddy? His daddy rots in the ground. Chamos wears dark clothes, has a fair skin, and a cheerful demeanor.
Right, and last but not least, Stevatocious Ganatos.
Stevatocious is a weird-looking fellow with these dark black eyes that mask some kind of horror that he has seen in his life. He usually hangs out by himself, is kind of nervous, and is probably just feeding his possum as we start our day.
And do we have a name for the possum?
Billy.
Oh, yeah.
You said he could be absolutely useless in combat, right?
So, Billy.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, how do I get that? Do I have to launch that app for the soundboard?
Yeah, it's Sirenscape.
All right, I'm gonna launch. Sorry.
No, please, thank you. I forgot about it. Last game, it got to the last hour before I was like, isn't there supposed to be sounds?
No worries.
Right. Next week, if somebody could remind me, I'm sure I'm going to forget then, too.
No worries.
All right. This thing is launched. What do I do now?
I don't know from there because I have it almost up all the time. If someone is familiar with launching it, could you PM him?
Did you click on the link that Ingorgio gave a while ago? Because that's how it gets linked, your local version to his server.
I did.
And does it say you joined Azil's game?
Oh, okay. I have to. Yeah, Azil is the game master. You are in game. A bunch of other people.
Can you give us a test sound? There you go. Yeah, I got that.
We'll get that here in a second.
Okay. When I was in that situation, what I did was I went back through the chat history and found the link and clicked on it again, and that reassociated the local program.
We're good. Getting ready to get this game started and have some fun.
Corbin has just posted a link. The link.
Yeah, I clicked on that. Alright, I'm sorry. I don't want to keep you guys the game held up with this.
Yes, someone can just PM him, message him in Discord about it. Demetrius, we're gonna pick on my second favorite Dutch today. What happened last time?
Last time we started.
Thank you for that follow, man's only.
And we were approached by a mysterious woman named Kyra, who claims to have been sent by the Oracle. She said that to test us, to increase our fame as heroes, she had a quest for us, which was to hunt a giant boar. But first, there were some scouts that had gone missing. So we followed the scouts, stumbled upon a bandits camp, and we fought the bandits, captured their captain, and here we are. Oh yeah, and later Kyra was revealed to be a goddess. And
Yes.
if anyone missed last time, they can watch it on YouTube.
Yes, they can, and I will do this. Oops. Bam! There's my YouTube link. Follow that or subscribe to that. It's totally free. Anyways, all right. So, I think that's. Does anyone have anything to add besides that?
What's it like traveling with a god? Is she like show up and disappear at key moments, or does she like sit down and have dinner with us?
Who knows? She did eat dinner with you guys last night, yes. And she's been following you, like she came with you this whole time. What's up, Drake? Thank you for the chibbities.
Okay.
Yeah, she ate dinner with you. She's writing notes, hanging out, swapping some stories. And then went to sleep. Oops.
Demetrius has an oath with that prisoner too, right?
He does.
Yes. He started an oath that he would protect him until he handed him to the authorities or until he betrayed the party.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the evening passes. I know you guys did some little stuff you did in Discord over the week. And then the next day appears. It's all nice and sunny. And Javon and Taneus are all with Kyra and says, let's continue. But what are you gonna do with this bandit captain? Like, are you gonna forcibly make him march with you? Are you gonna leave him? What are you gonna do? Or let him ride you?
Demetrius wakes up and he seems to be in an especially bad mood. He's hungover. So he opens the cage, he drags out the captain. He walks over to Kira and her scouts with the captain in tow. And you say, my fair lady, I hereby relinquish the captain into your authority. And he will push the captain towards the scouts.
And the scouts kind of look at, both scouts kind of look at him with. You kind of, you're a gladiator, so you kind of get this that they want to kill him.
And that's not Demetrius' problem. He's relinquishing him to proper authorities. And what higher authority does there exist in this land than a god?
That is correct.
And then he will, rather than immediately depart, he will search the entire camp to see if he can find any alcohol.
Give me a investigation in the tower, of course. So the only alcohol that Demetrius can find is the stuff that Steve broke last night or yesterday, and it has soaked into the ground.
And then you hear him swear and grumble as he just throws this entire tent into disarray and messes with it. And you hear him say something in a language that you might not have heard before.
Steve was waking up. I was going through these crates. I'm trying to gather any kind of supplies. I use my water skin, trying to recover anything that might be able to take with me.
I believe you guys did all that yesterday and got some rations and stuff. But yeah, we would have cleared all that out the night before.
He's just gonna be freaking out that why are you trampling this tent? I'm gonna go over here.
Did anybody claim the bandit captain's dagger?
I don't think so. I know you guys took his weapons. I'm assuming everyone would be smart enough to take his weapons, but I don't think anyone took it, claimed it.
Well, Arcadia would like it if no one else wants it. Actually, she just wants it.
I say she just wants it.
Yeah, she's not asking permission.
She's just gonna take it.
She's just gonna take it.
Do you have a dagger in your inventory already?
I do.
Alright, just add a second one or another one on there.
2 is better than 1.
Agreed.
One thing I'd like to roll the camp for is looking for any kind of notes, letters, clues, communications, things people write down on paper.
All right, give us an investigation in the tower, please.
While he's doing that, Corbin will pull out his little book and take notes on the camp accommodations.
All right. So Chamos, you search through everything. Like, you do a pretty thorough search, and you realize that this is just kind of like a standard bandit camp. Like, they might have some writings for Sidon, but there's nothing like any communications from like a leader or anything like that.
Okay. So we ready to get going?
I think so. So Kyra, as Javon and Taneas are looking at this captain with murder in his eyes, she'll kind of touch them both on the shoulder, tell them to calm down, and she'll go up to the captain and she'll start talking to him, like in a soft tone, as you guys are all doing all the searching. And you can see the captain start to weep and nodding his head. And eventually she moves out of the way and he takes off. As she let him go.
Right off the cliff.
My lady.
Arcadia kind of stares after that whole incident.
Yes, I would think she would. She's probably not used to seeing that before. Oops, where is... Alright. So, these two guys and Cairo ask if you all are ready to set out.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep, let's finish off this board so we can get on to more important things. I must talk to the Oracle.
Alright. Okay, so you start traveling. It's bright and early. Someone give me a survival check in the tower.
Okay, good at that.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
I am.
So Steve, you guys come up to this little fork in the road, and you're kind of looking for maybe some like a path or like boar track or something like that. And Steve, you kind of see what looks like well, you don't really see anything, but you say, we should go this way, pointing to the left. And then Arcadia says she's looking, and she can see that there's like been boar marks and boar signs of a boar heading off to the right. And maybe she'll like give smack again. Like, we're going this way.
Oh, okay.
And point to the right. As that was your roll, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Are elephants common in these lands?
They could be. Well, anyway, yeah, you're from you are from here, so yeah, they are.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay, so travel about another 2-3 hours, and eventually you kind of stumble on some more obvious boar tracks. There's gore and rocks have been destroyed and eaten, and you kind of start climbing up this hill a little bit, and eventually from this height you can kind of see like miles and miles of mountainous hills to the west, and you see a thick blanket of fog hanging over the lower land, and you can hear a gentle chorus of birds greeting the sun. Eventually you pick up more of the boar's trail, another path of destruction, split tree trunks, and splatters of blood. And then this trail kind of ends at the by a shadowy mouth of a cave, and you hear ear-splitting grunts and squeals echo from inside.
Can I tell from having seen all the carnage coming up to this approximately how big this boar is?
Roll. Give me a nature.
I don't see anything on the map.
It takes a while to load.
Oh, thank you, Tim.
So you've heard of boars that are like, for lack of a better term, ginormous, but you've never really seen one.
Okay.
What is ginormous?
Massive. Bigger than big.
Bigger than gargantuan?
Oh, huge. Or large.
So,
Large?
Are we going to try and lure it out of the cave, or do you guys want to try and go in there?
Try to lure it
I don't-
out. You
Yeah,
want to be bait?
I'm gonna move up here so I can like see the cave entrance, but like just talk to everybody.
I think, I don't think we want to stand together.
No. That's where I'm going. I think I should get on the other side.
Maybe some of
missing.
us hardier folks can stand in front of it, and you people that shoot ranged, and you can heal us, and then people that shoot range can shoot it.
A couple things. First of all, I forgot to summon my familiar. Can I have done that as a ritual this morning?
Yes, I believe it costs. Does it cost 10 gold? I think.
Yeah, it's incense, 10 gold piece.
And don't forget mage armor.
Oh yeah, thank you. And I can cast that also as a ritual.
I believe that's a spell slot.
Yeah, it's a spell slot.
I'm going to walk up to Kira and ask her what so what does your god lead? What is your god lead? Do you want us to bring this out here and kill it? Do you have any kind of blessings you can give us beforehand?
Oh my dear, if I can't intervene. I am just here as an observer.
Okay.
But
Great.
the two guides will say, "You might want to set some traps."
Do we have any traps?
Arcadia has a hunting trap.
Where's the mouth of the cave? Is it to the north here?
To the north.
Oh, okay.
I say we fight this beast head on. That way we earn the most glory.
Can you do me a favor, Kira? And I just want to hand her 2 copper coins. Hold on to this in case it goes bad for me.
For the ferryman.
I'm gonna go over here and walking away. I want to use bless on myself.
Oh, you should wait till we're ready. Just hold that before we start.
Corbett. Okay.
'Cause it only lasts like 1 minute, I think.
Arcadia thinks she should
Strip him
probably
naked.
try to set the trap right at the mouth of the cave so it steps into it.
Can you stealth up there?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. I would like to.
Wait. That's a good idea. I have rope. Can we maybe have a trip line from these trees?
Well, that's what the trap is for, basically.
Okay.
We could
Perhaps
try.
to knock it down, yes.
Hopefully, maybe restrain it.
I also have entangle spell.
That could be useful. I don't think we want it charging into it.
No.
Whilst you guys are strategizing on how to do this, Demetrius is not paying attention. He's like, "We'll see if you can climb this beast as well as you can climb me, little man."
Okay.
Should we try to attach ropes to the trap? So if it's stuck in it, we can hold it from both sides and keep it from moving. Or do you think?
It says.
I mean-
reading the hunting trap says it's affixed by a heavy chain to an immobile object such as a tree or a spike driven into the ground.
Okay, great.
So it should be good.
So I'd like to stealth over to the mouth of the cave.
All right, give us a stealth.
So I go to the mouth of the cave and I set the trap.
Alright. Which square are you going to put it in? I guess it really wouldn't matter.
Probably the one you're in.
Well, no, I was in between two because I was trying to be right in the middle of it. So I guess I'll try whichever one that looks like it's... Okay, I'm going to look at the ground and see if the tracks look more apparent on one side of that. Wherever the tracks seem to go.
Alright, so I'll just go to this because this is kind of like all this right here is kind of muddy. So you can see like the right footprints on one side and left footprints on the other side. Like,
But it covers both squares.
correct.
All right. Well, I'll just guess. I'm going to put it in that one where I am right now.
Okay.
Big.
And then move back. Smart.
She was like,
Can I roll to set up like a trip line rope around these two trees?
Yeah. Do you have the rope?
I have rope.
Alright. Let me see how much rope we have.
50 feet?
50. Okay. Yeah. Actually. Yeah. If you want to do a kind of like a rope snare, yeah, it'd be 50 feet.
What do you need me to roll?
Let's see.
Survival?
Probably. Yeah, give us one of those. And the timer, of course. Okay. You think you set it up pretty good?
Alright. Alright, so... And I think I will, climb this tree.
Give us an athletics.
There's a tripwire between the two trees,
Alright.
so we have to get around that.
Instead of climbing the tree, can I, like, jump up and grab one of the branches and then, like, swing to another one and, like, grab onto that one with, like, my lower legs and roll acrobatics?
Give us an athletics. Because you're pulling yourself up and, like, crap like that.
Alright, I highly... I might change my mind on this.
Alright, Steve, so tell us how you're climbing this tree.
Oh, I was going to just try to jump off and grab onto the branch and pull myself up.
Alright, and this is about, I'd say about 20-foot high tree with branches everywhere. How high up do you want to go?
Alright, what I'm thinking here is if this thing comes out and is barreling out, I want to be able to throw a net on top of it. And I've been discussing with Kira a lot, so I should have a good idea of how big this thing is.
Okay, how high up do you want to go?
10 feet?
Okay.
Do I find a nice stable branch?
Yeah.
Alright.
Can I roll? Can I throw ball bearings onto these two squares?
Which two squares?
This.
Okay.
I will deduct them from my inventory.
How many are you using?
Let's see.
Just keep in mind that's all muddy right there.
Oh, okay. So they would sink into the mud, right?
If it goes to step on it, probably. Like this whole, like all this in here, it's all mud.
Well, my character would see that and then not
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then so we got the hunting trip, we got the line, we got Steve climbed up a tree. All right. Anything else? Any other traps you want to set up?
Corbin would like to try and kind of hide behind this bush, so I'm not like the first thing he sees.
I will move here if I can.
who's gonna bring him out? Who's gonna call him out?
Artemis, go stand right here, and get glory for your god and your
All
people.
right, I will move to the center here, and I will shout into the cave. Hey, vile beast! Come out here and face me!
I'm holding bless for the Corbin, myself, and Artemis for when this guy comes out.
Here, piggy.
Go ahead and put it on him.
Guess here he comes.
Alright.
I'll give you that one. Go ahead and put it on him.
Alright, hold on.
I will bang my halberd onto my shoulder plate to make noise.
Bless.
Oh, I think you crashed Sirenscape.
Yep.
It crashes for me, but I saw 3 people just DC'd.
Yeah, it crashed for me.
Oh, come on.
Probably it stayed up for me.
Nice.
Ha! I never had it running in the first place.
What was it gonna... Oh, it's not gonna keep going. Damn, it's not gonna keep going. Oh, yeah. Alright, so... Amitrius starts banging and saying this. Suddenly, you hear a bestial grunt from inside the cave. As soon as I could find the bloody pig. Where'd he go? Where'd the pig go? Shit. Sorry. Oops.
What these sounds?
Alright, so yeah, a massive boar suddenly charges from the cave mouth. Right there. And
Oh my god.
Goring, as soon as it comes out, the first creature it sees is dear old Javon. And it gores one of them with its tusks, and then he tosses its body away like a rag doll.
You see Amitrius shrink on the spot, like he's regretting his action. It's a little bigger than he thought.
And here we go.
Some guide.
Oh, he guided us right to where we needed to be.
Yeah. So, tossing the body away like a ragdoll, the creature crawls itself up to its full height. Its ancient white boar with fierce red eyes and bloodied yellow tusks. And, Arcadia, you're trapped because it steps on the trap right away. So let me see what it needs to do. Hunting trap. Creature that steps on the plate must succeed on a 13 dex save. Let's see if it does that. Oops. Oops, that's initiative. There. That is his dex save, so he steps in the plate and just kind of kicks it off.
Damn it.
Yeah.
So wait.
If only somebody could have foreseen that.
Yeah, well, somebody needs to roll his portent dice.
I thought you already did that.
Yeah, we
he
did
did
last
that before we quit.
Oh,
I don't remember what they were though.
You probably should just do that at the start of the game.
Yeah, you rolled them last week.
They were pretty
Wait,
high, as I recall.
A 16 and an 8.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you could make him roll the. Oh, but
So-
you didn't. You
so-
have to declare that before, right?
No, you don't.
No. So, Kamos, I put those port and rolls. If you look under your journal tab, I made a little thing for them.
That's the beauty of portent. You can wait till after the roll to foresee it.
Alright, so is the owl going to do anything?
That owl is not doing anything new.
Alright. The boar. Well, first person it sees. Amitrius, which square are you actually in?
Oh, I will be in this square.
Okay. Alright, so he's he's gonna come right up to you then.
Oh
Let's
shit.
see. And oops, oh god.
It's a big one.
He's gonna move right there, and he's gonna touch you. Get rid of this thing right there. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna touch you. Oh, and you can see that this boar has several spears and arrows lodged in his backside. Obviously, all results from failed attempts to kill him. And that's his turn.
Do I have line of sight?
You do not. Well, you can kind of see it, so it'd be like a -2, unless you're doing like a saving throw or something like that.
Man.
So wait,
up 10 feet.
Yeah, you'd be able to see it there.
Okay, so I can see well from there.
And just a reminder, we all have inspiration, correct?
You do. Just give it to yourselves. I mean, you get one per thing.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Flame Bolt. Cast. Oh yeah, I don't do anything with that. Okay. So that's my turn.
Oops.
Yeah, I should push the button.
Alright, that's getting annoying.
Hey. So, Nicodemus shoots his hands out and casts Entangle at the boar. And it's a 20-foot square. Let's put a square there.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Use first choice. Okay.
And let's see if we can get him entangled. Or he succeeded.
He did.
Oh.
Change that to an 8.
Okay.
Woo.
Alright, so he does get entangled.
He did.
Yeah. Gamos foresaw him getting entangled.
Yeah, he saw it coming a mile away.
Well, there we go. Alrighty. And I'm gonna stay right where I'm at and let these guys try to hit him in this square.
Alright. Steve.
Okay, I'm gonna call out to Artemis to be mindful of the tripwire right behind him.
I think you mean Ametrius. Artemis is the goddess of the hunt.
Demetrius, to watch his step. He's wrapped up in the things, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'll just take a shot at it with my longbow.
Oops. And I think we go that there's stuff for him.
Is entanglement, does that reduce his movement speed, or is it just like difficult terrain?
He's right now he is restrained.
Oh, he is restrained. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take a shot at him. Nice.
Oops. Come on, give me some damn
I
good
think
music
that's
here.
supposed to be a +5, right? For charisma.
Are you using your... is that strength? Because I believe it's based off your strength instead, where you can switch it to charisma.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
8.
Because it's inherited strength, strength for solo, blah 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 blah. You are proficient strength. Additionally, you may choose to add your charisma modifier to melee attack and damage rolls. So melee attack and damage.
Melee, got it.
So that firebolt would not get that +5 either. It would just be a +2.
Really?
Yeah, because it's specifically it says melee.
It's
Okay, that's all I'm going to do with my attack. Alright.
okay. I would like to rage. Seeing my buddy Horseman in trouble, I will run up to try and distract the beast.
bet.
And
Give me some damn good.
I will punch it right in the nose.
You're gonna boop his snoot?
Yep. I'm gonna try to anyway.
Should maybe turn this.
And let's see. Since I can't, I will just take a second shot at him. My other hand. I missed that one. I have a weak left hand. Just my right hand is strong.
So I move ahead, forward, so I can get a line of sight. And I fire a bolt at this door.
Ooh.
Bang. And I'm going to move out of its sight.
Snipe and run, snipe and run.
I will attack him with my halberd.
Okay.
Crit.
Woo!
Revenge. And then I will move behind Corbin.
All right.
Within 10 feet, I believe.
Get behind me, Pony. This one's a tough one. I will protect you.
Healing potion for Amitri. Ah. We'll step here. For my brother, you bastard.
Yeah, them brothers are not having a good week at all.
They really aren't. You'll see, well, Arcadia, you'll see her move up here and start writing notes. Demetrius, you got a healing potion from Drake.
Oh yeah, thank you, Drake. I will put that on myself. Let's see. Actions, healing potion. I will attack it again.
You know, it's gonna be funny when he
Crit?
starts, when he uses his legendary resistance.
Popping out again. Attack. Alright, that's better. To apply the sneak attack, I think. No, I don't. Okay. And I back away. And pass my turn.
Alright, Mr. Boar. Well, let's see. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam. Alright, so he cannot see Arcadia, but he can see everyone else. Oh, that is a lot of failures.
Oh my god, a magic boar?
Oh, I succeeded.
Kamos, do you want to succeed that? Because you have a 16.
No, I'm not going to use it now.
Alright, so Corbin, Kamos, Demetrius, and Steve. You guys are all confused.
Corbin's always confused.
And you guys should know that one.
Oh yes.
I'm going to put the save, the 16 on Corbin.
Okay. So Corbin
Is
not
not
confused.
confused.
Yeah, so most of you guys should know how to use this one. I have a table I'll share with you all here in a second. Oh.
Yeah, it's new to me, of course.
And me.
Oh,
Get
Steve.
used to it.
Steve, you're used to confusion.
I'm sorry. Yeah, right? No, I had to step away for a second. Did I miss anything?
So the pig went and he bellowed out and
I got that.
Gorcho, I just remembered something.
What's that?
Can I use my inspiration to re-roll that? Or am I too late?
Let me
yeah,
double check it. Hang on, let
we
me
do
double
that?
check. Let me double check something. Yes.
I will then use my point of inspiration and roll another wisdom save.
May I copy him?
Sure. Make a wisdom save.
That is a much better roll.
15. Yep, that beats it. Kamos, did you want to do the same?
Yes, I do.
Right, go ahead and roll it.
Let's see. We're doing it.
Alright, so you guys succeed.
Yay, inspiration.
If the creature's immune to ability for the next 24 hours. Alright. So the owl. So with this owl, he's always here, but I'm just going to make him there.
Fair enough.
Kamos.
Okay. Firebolt again. Let's see. Cast. Okay, and damage. Yay.
I shouldn't have allowed them to do that because
Roast that piggy.
they should.
Yeah.
They don't know
One
how
hit
it is.
point at a time.
But that's fine.
It's slow cooked.
Exactly.
Yes,
Better that way.
Exactly. My plan.
Ready. I think Entangle is a
Con?
concentration spell, I believe.
Should be.
Should be. It doesn't say on the spell description, but I think it is.
It might not be.
Automatic effects. Bam. Yeah, it's concentration.
Okay.
Give me
So I am going to cast a
this.
cantrip. And Nico is going to cast a firebolt at him too.
This.
Hey, don't do that.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm just changing some
Okay.
before you do.
Is it
Second.
still restrained?
Yes.
Yes.
I was just fixing it.
Oh, thank you. Hit.
They're fucking this
Maybe.
pig up.
Good damage.
Someone heal my pig.
You're gonna overcook it.
Yes, I do. I want some roast pork.
Someone
Take that,
heal my
piggy.
pig.
You want a good char on the outside.
Yes.
Okay, so if Charisma's my spellcasting modifier, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be 3 plus my proficiency to hit with Flame Bolt?
It's just charisma ability. How it's set up is kind of. I think that's what it looks
Yes. Because that's such a better idea than this, and I'm gonna like put away my evolve because it's way too complicated.
like. Okay.
Let's try and burn this
There's
guy.
8 cherry wood bacon for
Critical burn.
breakfast. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh goddamn!
Should have made it harder. I forgot there's so many of them.
Wait, so that's damn.
Equals 8. Type fire 1d. Oh yeah.
And bonus action. You said this whole thing is mud, right, DM?
Where the pig is, yes.
Okay. How muddy is how wet muddy is it? Is it just like sloppy mud or?
It's like kind of dried mud, but like it rained a few days ago, so if that
All right.
gives sense.
Okay, I get it. I'm just gonna do that and then my turn.
All right, Corbin.
All right, Corbin shakes his head from the mighty roar, and he's really angry. So he's going to try and punch him in the throat for that.
No, it's just the pig itself.
Punch.
And then I'll try and hit him with my other hand while I'm at it. Less effective hand. Alright, and I will just I'll stay there.
That's bam. Bam. Oh. Nico. Damn, they're gonna kill him this round. Shit.
First
Oh, well.
firebolt did good. He's gonna
Wait, no, because he is relentless.
throw another one at him. Or missed. Nico will stay right there.
She's just writing. Steve.
I'm gonna just keep doing what we're all doing. Roasting the pig. Aw. Can I
Yeah.
down the tree and try to move over here?
Are you just jumping down?
I mean, like, I'm not going to just jump down and hurt myself, but like, as a bonus action, can I like jump, hop down?
Give me an athletics or no acrobatics.
No, I'm gonna stay here. Never mind. This is working out for me.
Demetrius.
I will continue to attack the boar with my halberd, just swinging it over Corbin's head, which should be easy because he's short.
Alright, 1 second. Let me fix something that Corbin messed up. Alright, go ahead. Corbin.
Corbin does what Corbin does best. He punches it in the face. That's going to be a good one.
Yes.
So, before you start to get happy, you see this you see this pig start to, as you punch in the snoot really well, you see him start to collapse, and then he kind of shakes it off and stands back up.
Oh shit.
He's tough.
He's angry now.
Oops. That one. There we go.
What do we do about this?
Hit it harder.
And that's the one time we could
I'm
heal.
sure violence is the answer in this case.
Corbin agrees with this philosophy, so I will hit it again with my second fist.
Don't make friends with it.
Oh, he blocked it. So,
Ooh, you go to punch him, but like he just like stares right at you.
now he was standing up, so.
So I don't see any of this, so I just pop out and shoot it again.
Nice damage.
And I pop back behind.
Cast Firebolt. It damage. It's a turn.
Throwing out like hotcakes? I don't know. So he'll come out, shoot it, and go back in. Piggy. Yeah, he's gonna look at Demetrius and tusk him.
Me again.
Right over Corbin.
Corbin just crit him.
And missed.
Woo!
Nico.
Oh, it's just a love tap.
Want
they're
this
good.
thing
Yeah.
well done.
He gonna die now. Alright, so, Nico. How do you kill this pig?
This fireball erupts from Nico's hand and goes straight towards the side of the boar and hits it right in the ribs and goes right into its heart.
Nice.
Blasts its heart apart, killing it instantly.
Nice. Roll that beautiful footage. Yay! Okay, so as it goes down, it will lock eyes with Corbin and Demetrius, because that's the two who are by it. And everyone hears this booming voice inside of their heads. Know this, mortals, your sins cannot be atoned. An ancient power sleeps in the heart of Thalia, and when it awakens, the age of Myrtos will come to an end. Just as my broken body falls to ruin and decay, so too all mortal things will come to death and darkness. No prophecy will save you. And it does.
Yeah, we're all doomed. You're doomed, I'm doomed. But the pig's dead.
Holy
got time.
roasted boar.
Let's eat!
Corbin
What?
wants to check out the cave, see if there's any other pigs in there.
Okay.
Corbin, you should have climbed it.
I'll
So-
walk over it.
Alright, so there are 2 corpses inside of this cave. It's about 50 foot deep. And it stinks. It's full of stinking water, gore, and boar poop.
We'll go investigate the corpses.
Cool.
The thing about being a gnome is you get to see in the dark.
yeah,
true.
and you get covered up to your neck in this mess that I just mentioned. Give us an investigation. Oops.
Corbin's not known for his investigating.
Also, those would be in the tower, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Want me to
Yeah.
re-roll it?
No, because yeah. So you see the dead bodies, but that's about it.
Alright, I will go back out of the cave, try and wipe myself off, and I will tell somebody smarter than Corbin that there's some dead bodies in there that might need investigating.
So after you guys are all kind of, I'm assuming, starting to gather around this pig.
Arcadia goes over to Kyra, and
Okay.
she asks her, "To which gods do we need to sacrifice this?"
Well, it should obviously be offered as a sacrifice, but because that is the way of things. And it will be a great offense to both the gods and the people of Myrtos if the beast does not die as a proper offering. Whichever god receives this sacrifice will grow in power as a result. So, it's up to you.
Corbin says, I say Pythor since it died in battle.
Nicodemus raises his hand to that. A fist to that. Pythor!
Pythor.
No, we should sacrifice it to the stallion.
God is the stallion.
He is the father of all centaur, a mighty god of war.
Steve Ocean just seems to not be concerned about this conversation is going to go up and cut out
Perhaps-
his eyes.
Perhaps the sacrifice should go to he who dealt the killing blow.
They say Pythor. He needs the help.
I agree. He supports the mortals and walks among them.
Okay.
I look over my shoulder at Kamos and Arcadia and say, have you two nothing to say?
What? Am I on mute? I said Pythos. God, it sounds like I'm on mute.
You were on mute, but
You were, but
your thoughts are now clear to us.
Arcadia walks up and says, if he dealt the killing blow and he wants Pythor, then so be it.
We should say, fine. I will remember that. Whoever deals the killing blow gets to decide. Very well.
Okay. So I'm assuming you guys would probably, most of you are from here. Well, actually, you're all from here, so to get wood and make a nice little sacrificial altar around it and whatnot. So as you guys are burning this, you see Steve kind of skin a little bit of its hide and attempt to grab some bones.
What are you doing? Are you doing with those bones?
Looking up, just it's not of no concern. Just trinkets, rewards.
We've already decided who the rewards was going to.
Would this mess up the sacrifice? Would we know that, or it doesn't make any difference?
Is it not just what is it that you would need to sacrifice to appease your god? Is it the burning of the flesh? Is the death loss of the life? I just wanted a piece of the skin.
So what do we know about the sacrifice, Engordium? Is that required, or can he take the bones?
You know that it should probably be the whole thing. I mean, once it's like burnt through, if there's bones and pieces left, then that would be acceptable. But beforehand, it should be the whole animal or the whole sacrifice offered.
So we'll tell him that he needs to put the bones back until it's done.
Just put my hands up, walk away. May Pythor's receive this gift?
You put your hands up.
Can I do it? Can I do an insight check to see if he still has anything?
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely none. No.
You are not sure. You don't think he did.
Okay.
Sounds like an investigation to me. Can I make an investigation?
Sure. Make sure those are in the tower. But he didn't. He didn't take anything. He put it all back.
Cool.
Seeing your keen gaze, Corbin will remind Chamos that there's something in the cave that I really couldn't figure out.
Well,
and then you make it sound like you asked him to step in poop intentionally. His face looks really loath too. Can one of you pull the bodies out?
So you want to do this? Did you move the pig, or you just burn it right there? By the way.
Well, since I wanted to get to the bodies, or wanted someone to get to the bodies,
moved it.
Yeah, we can move the pig.
All right, that works.
Pull it down.
Probably closer to where we made the fire.
I'll put it right there then. All right. So yes, Kamos. You saw when Corbin came out. He was covered from neck down in disgusting filth. He's about comes up to about your waist, so you would know that you'd be wading through that stuff.
Yeah, that right. That was like, yeah. That's so. I'm like, Corbin, can you?
I'll go in and carry him out. I'm already got stuff on me.
Thank you.
All right. So you bring them back out. If you're whoever's searching the bodies, give us an investigation, please.
In the dice tower.
Please. Oh yeah. So you see between them, they have 25 gold and 37 silver, and one of them is carrying a silver-looking spear. And Kyra, she'll point out that it is customary to bury or burn them, and that each body should have 2 gold pieces placed on their eyes, the expected payment for the dead.
Well, we would definitely do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Steve will take care of this.
I don't think we trust Steve to take care of bodies anymore.
I don't trust him at all. Get him away from them.
Wow. Poor Steve.
Not at least until you tell us what your obsession is with this.
All I want to do is make sure that their soul spirits are able to move on. This is something that's important to me. I will make sure they're prepared and honored. And look at you with all of the seriousness that you haven't seen.
Do not desecrate these bodies.
Let's put it this way then.
I'm not into desecrating bodies, Nicodamus, but if I remember your little friend, the scrying orbs. Way to project, buddy.
Well,
and
Corbin will call him aside and say, "Well, wait, Steve Ocious. Would you take an oath to us then that whatever you do to these bodies will not offend the gods, and if it does, then it will be only on you and not the group?"
You really are big into your oaths.
Well, this is the land of oaths.
Yes. Corbin. If that would be better, it does not matter to me. I just want to make sure these bodies are prepared right.
So you would swear this? Then I will say, okay, go ahead, swear the oath.
I will give you the 2 copper and 4 for them.
Gold.
Gold? All right.
Yeah.
Here you go. If you wish to intervene in this part, go ahead. Have fun. I'm really just gonna go over here.
So did he not swear the oath, or did he?
Sound like it to me.
Yeah.
Either swear it or don't.
And Amitrius say he will hold up his hands. It does not matter if he desecrates them now. We have his oath, and if he breaks it...
Well, he didn't give the oath. Or did... I didn't get confirmation that he gave me the oath.
Burn, it does not matter to me who you burn the bodies to, just so long as they have the payment for the toll man.
That doesn't sound like an oath to me.
That is not the same as the oath I ask you to swear. Why are you so reluctant?
I really don't see what the issue is here. Can we...
The issue is we are all bound together, and we don't want to incur the wrath of gods unnecessarily.
Okay, I'm just gonna stop outside of game real quick. I wasn't trying to do anything or make anything weird, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Did I make you guys think I was gonna rape the body or something? Because to me it seems like everybody's being really
Well, you tried to steal a piece of the. You tried to steal a piece of the pig sacrifice.
Oh, that was just something I was doing with the DM. I didn't know that the rules on you have to wait until everything was burned. I said I was, my bad. I put everything back, and then everybody just started what are you doing over? I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Well, then the easy way around it would be
I
to
swear the
oath.
oath. I'm not gonna do anything. Can we? I'm sorry.
All right, he has sworn the oath.
Yay!
We can trust him again.
Amitrius doesn't care what he does to the bodies. He wants a piece of bacon.
So, as this is happening and the pig is burning, it starts raining really hard, and thunder and lightning, really bad. And Kyra, she starts laughing and says, "Well, I guess Lord Sidon is not happy with this. Oh well."
I will say Sidon is greedy. We already gave him his sacrifice.
Okay.
So will that interfere with the burning?
Oh no. It goes through. Just know that you did not please Sidon.
Corbin has no problem with that.
Is there enough of the pig to have a nice meal from, or is it completely gone?
Give us a survival. You are not sure. It looks pretty burnt to you.
Okay.
But after it does go out, Steve, if you wanted to grab the bones, you're more than welcome to.
No drink, no food.
Yeah, the stuff I told you, I guess it would just apply to after it was burnt.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
This day is terrible. No drink, no bacon. The gods piss on me as always.
Ooh, and you're sober.
No offense, lady of music.
Well, and she laughs. She's like, "Well, we can always go back. They're expecting you at the temple, not the temple. What the hell is that place called? The Sour Vintage, and there will be a great feast. And we can party and drink and eat our night away."
Let us set out immediately, my friends.
So we should claim our reward before going on to the Oracle? We do need to talk to the Oracle. Are we closer to the Oracle here, or to the Sour Vintage?
Alright, so if you look at your map... Bam.
Yes, I have the map open.
Yeah, but I don't feel any smarter now that I have the map open.
Yeah.
Alright. Can you see it?
Well, I see the map, the Heartlands.
Yes, you guys are where my pink
Holy
arrow
shit.
is. That's where you guys currently are. So technically the Sour Vintage is closer.
So each
Okay.
square
Let's
is a
head back
day.
to the Sour Vintage, have a big feast, and then
How
Yeah.
long have we been tracking for?
Just a day.
Yeah, a little over a day.
Oh, I thought we started at the Sour Village.
You did.
No, we
Okay.
were.
Like
We did.
yesterday you did. Or last
okay.
week you did.
That's like
Yeah.
2 days back to the village then.
Yeah, we camped, and then we went for the boar.
Oh wow, there's an elephant on the map. That answers your question about the elephants.
Ooh, let's go kill an elephant.
I think we just did.
Yeah.
It's just bigger than an elephant.
Oh, dude, if that pig was bigger than the elephant,
Yes,
yeah, then we could definitely kill that
that
elephant.
was a big boar. Big piggy.
I think we need
Someone
to go back
capture
to
what the boar said. Would like to have that written down for our records somewhere. Sounded important.
I believe I posted it. Yeah, I did. I posted it.
Yeah, it's in the quest log, guys.
Excellent.
Cool.
But yeah, it is up to you. If you want to go back to the Vintage and have some foods and whatnot, you're more than welcome to, or go back to the Temple of the Oracle.
I
Let
would
us
like
go
to
to
go
the
have a
temple.
drink with Demetrius.
Yeah, I
Let
think
us go to the
Demetrius
temple
did-
for the feast.
Yeah, he didn't pack well enough for this trip. so-
No, should have had a couple extra kegs.
Indeed.
All right, guys, I'm sorry.
What about this big spear? Who's looking at it?
I
Oh, yeah.
pointed it out and said, "Hey, look, there's a nice, pretty spear."
Do we have identify?
Yeah, it's just a spear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just a
I
I
was
spear.
wave
gonna-
my hands and I tell you, it's just a spear.
Steve, were you trying to say something? So, all right.
I think he was saying he was getting baby aggro.
Normal. The joys of young kids, the young babies. Alright, so we make our way back to the Sour Vintage, yes?
All right.
Yes.
Right. Bam, bam, bam. We close that, oops, we close that, we go to this, we go to that. We can do, come on, this, and that, and this, and that. Bam, bam. Kyra. Alright. Okay, so you kill the pig. You go back, and as you guys get back, I just don't have. Oh wait, did I? Can you not hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, when you guys get back, I'm not gonna put all these guys on the map, but yeah, there's like the whole village here is set out. There's a massive feast, all in your honor. There's even the bartender pulled out the kegs of the turnip ale from the Snuff Bottom Farms, and there's all different types of booze, whiskey, wine, anything you guys can think of here, and all good foods.
Very nice. Time to get wasted.
Okay. So I'm assuming Demetrius is going to drink his weight in alcohol.
Yes, and eat a lot too.
Is anyone going to help him or try to match him?
Match? No. Can't drink like a horse.
Alright, what did I miss? I'm sorry.
We went back to the sour vintage.
Yeah, I went back to the sour vintage, and there's a feast going on.
Okay.
Is anyone else planning on getting like obliterated drunk besides Demetrius?
No.
No.
Okay.
Corbin was considering it, but he rolled to be more wise today.
I am feeding chicken to my puzzle.
Nice. Well, Demetrius, you get down the first keg, and you start on the second keg, and you're not feeling too good.
I will get some nice food inside of me to make a nice floor for the alcohol.
Okay. And let's do another one. Oh yeah. So continuing drinking. How much are you planning on drinking? Because everyone else, I guess they're not really drinking too much, but
a keg, and then I will leap onto a table completely drunk. I will bang on my shoulder. Attention, everyone!
Does the table collapse?
yes.
Yes, I'll stand on a collapsed table. I'll say, attention, everyone! Let me tell you the story of how we slew the greatest boar to have ever roamed these lands.
And you hear all cheering.
There I stood at the mouth of the cave, and I looked inside of it, and within I saw two red orbs. The beast was glaring at me. He was hungry for horse flesh, and I yelled out at it, "Come, beast, fight me, face me in battle." And as it ran out, it sprang our trap, and we all ganged on it, and we slew it in battle, but not before taking casualties. And then I point my spear at Kyra, and I will say, one of her scouts was torn in two and eaten while still screaming with his guts out. I will make a big drama of the entire story of how we slew the beast and then sacrificed it to Pythor.
You got the whole crowd cheering. The heroes of Thylia! The heroes of Thylia!
Oh wait, that's right. This guy is the one that lived. Ah, that's bad. That sucks for Kira.
Yeah, that's the guy that saved from burning.
Yeah, I know. It's the bad scout. that shit.
Wow! Wow!
Be rude to the scouts.
The good brother lived.
Yeah,
Didn't
the
live.
bad
Wow.
one lived. Yeah, well, at least he got experience.
Wow!
Steve yells out drunkenly with his mug in the air.
That's so
Man's
mean.
brother was torn in two. Do we to treat this man? And I
Steve is
pat
going
him on the
to
shoulder.
start a fucking fight with this guy.
This man deserves compensation for his family for the loss of his brother.
Does he? Because he did get captured.
Oh, Steve.
I think there's gonna be a fight pretty soon.
Steve is pissing this dude off.
Yeah, because you see.
Arcadia-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Arcadia's moved to the end of the bar, and she orders a wine from the barkeep.
And she will
She
give it
looks
to
at
you.
her and she looks at her and said,
Sorry.
and she looks at her and says, "Well, the boar is dead." And she just looks at her.
That she is. Maybe. And then as Corbin starts walking up, she stops. And yes, my little gnome friend, what can I do for you?
Just need some ale.
And she will give you a gnome-sized pint of turnip ale.
Thank you very much. I'll go join the dwarf.
Thank you for the follow, Dr. Dite. So yes, Arcadius, the barkeeper, will look at you again and says, "Now you should go to the Oracle, as she will have more information on what you need to do next."
And she looks at her and nods and pulls a little bronze chalice out of her backpack and puts a little of the wine in it. Raises it to the air, puts the little chalice back down.
And she will kind of show you something on her person that marks her, that tells you that she is one of your own. If that makes sense to you.
Yes, I believe so.
Demetrius goes out and vomits.
I think Demetrius says
Through the
that's
stables
a little
with him.
too much.
I don't know if he knows the meaning of that. Corbin will go talk to Kiara real quick and see if she can give him any information on the Oracle or what this is all about.
So she'll tell you that she was in constant communication with the Oracle until about 2 weeks ago. So she's not exactly sure what is going on.
Is that about the time I was sent back?
Yes.
I'll say, what do you know about my condition? Why would she do this to me?
Oh, my dear, you know that you made a pact with her, so you are one of her own, and she likes what she likes. She's very finicky, you know this by now.
Do I fully remember what the pact is?
You do not. I don't think so right now. All you know is that, without leaping into information, like part of your story, like once you complete what you complete, you gotta do what you gotta do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's what you would remember. And apparently you didn't complete it, so that's maybe why you're back.
Well, I'll tell her I remember some of this pact, but I don't remember agreeing to be a gnome.
She's tricky.
Thank goodness this gnome is endowed with more than magical resistance, at least. I think I will call myself Corbin the Three-Legged. I will go, and I will go talk to the dwarf.
What is Kamos up to this whole time?
He's been watching. You know, he spends more time, yeah, just that simple. Arms folded, sitting at the same table as everybody else. As the dwarves and, dwarf and gnome.
Alright, just watching, taking notes. Let's see here. Oops.
Corbin will ask the others, say, anybody know why that boar got back up again? That was kind of strange.
It was magical. Perhaps had some sort of magical anti-death magic.
Seen many fighters getting a second wind and get some of their health back. Maybe the boar can do the same thing.
I can do that,
Makes
but
sense.
not after I'm unconscious, though.
Yes, the boar might be a little bit more pig-headed than you.
Don't.
That was good.
I don't think so.
That was good.
If only Corbin of old were here, it would have been nothing to him. He would have picked up the boar and thrown it away.
I will walk over to Tanisius and I will say, "You are right, my friend. Your brother was most brave, and he fought valiantly." I'll pat him on the shoulder.
He was a great hero of all.
Indeed. The gods will remember him.
Yes, of course he will. We will write a mighty song just for him.
Indeed.
Does Corbin remember anything about Amazons?
Give me a history. You remember a little bit, but also has been about 500 years. So you would remember that they were brutal. They kind of kept off to themselves, and yeah, they're pretty brutal, fierce warriors. That's kind of what you would remember.
I will walk over and I will buy Arcadia a drink. I will say, I remember a little of your people. You are a great warrior. You did well today.
And I look at him, and you can tell I'm uncomfortable, but I say thank you. And you did well as well. I appreciate a good throat punch.
Thank you. If only I had my old abilities, it would not have been so difficult. But I'm glad we overcame the beast.
It was a tough fight. I think Arcadia did a fantastic job at shooting her. What is it? Crossbow?
Crossbow.
Is that what they call that strange weapon?
Shooting her strange weapon at it. Very good. Very good.
Why do you choose to use such a strange weapon for these parts instead of your normal weapons? And I'll point to the disc.
Right now, I'm better at this one. I'm still working with the other one. And you, dwarf, that was that restraining the boar. That was half the battle. Very
yes.
good tactic.
My time with the druids that taught me that spell. All the plant life come out of the ground and restrain it. It's a very effective spell.
I'm glad the fates were with us on that one.
Yes, I almost thought it wasn't going to work, but perhaps somehow it did.
The strange ways of magic.
Ah. And he gives Kamos a raise to his glass.
And I toast back.
Do you guys have any ideas for our next part where we go visit the Oracle? I'm not sure how we should prepare for this, but it's surely to be dangerous.
Where is the Oracle? Where is the Oracle in relation to us? Like, how far of a journey is it?
Depending on where you go, probably a day and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Maybe a good night's sleep.
Well, certainly that. We don't want to leave at night in these parts.
What's wrong with the knight? Sit down here.
Oh
Many
my
fa-
god, Steve, leave this guy alone.
Take some cookies to the Oracle. Is she hot? Actually, her artwork is
It's just
very
much more difficult to travel
very
at night,
nice.
even if you can see in the dark. But not all of us can.
Her artwork is pretty
All right.
nice.
So, are we just gonna turn in for the night and head out tomorrow, or
Sounds good to me.
I don't know, like, if there's much shopping we can do at the stables.
Yeah, there's not
Yeah.
really any shopping to be done.
We'll have to wait till we get to a large city, like Mitros.
I'll just go ask Kira real quick if she knows of anything we should prepare for meeting the Oracle.
I'm gonna ask Candace if I can have his toenails.
Why you want my toenails for?
You owe me your life.
You,
I was the one that put the fire out that saved your life.
but
I need your toenails.
no.
I'm just gonna stare at him.
You're not getting my toenails. I will. I will.
I need the toenails of someone who owes me a life debt.
Why?
I mean, reasons.
I will fight you for them.
You're gonna fight the person who saved your life. Well,
The-
everyone was showboating and gloating about killing bandits. I was the one that put the fire out.
You call me a waste.
I mean, listen, you have to learn how not to get captured. That was your fault.
Since you call me waste, I will fight you for my toenails. You silly human.
Deal.
Have at it! And he will walk outside with his short sword drawn.
Oh, fuck. Oops.
Corbin's got to see this.
Oh, well, now I regret my choice, but I'm gonna stick with it.
Okay, I'm gonna stand right here.
Thought he was gonna punch Steve, but yeah, this is even better, I guess.
And he will say, the first one to get knocked out wins, or loses. I am not going to kill you, don't worry.
Okay.
Alright, so he rolled a 17 for initiative. Roll one for you. See who goes first, and we'll trade back and forth.
What is that?
A d20.
+2 for my dex.
So you go first, and then we'll
Okay, I'm
go
just-
back and forth.
I'm going to use shape water to just from the well to just throw a bunch of shit on his face and tell him to sober up, stop acting like a fool.
Okay.
Walk inside.
How much movement do you have?
30 feet.
Okay. So we'll put you guys in actual squares. Arcadia, is she standing in the doorway?
Yeah, she was, well, not blocking it, but she was walking out there to see what was going on.
Okay.
Excuse me. Just a drunken fool. I'm gonna waste my time with this. I'm gonna come sit back down.
Okay, so you're sitting down prone?
Yeah.
Okay. So Taneus, he's taking this seriously. And he's going to come up and stab at you. And Dan bought him a crit, so...
Does he get to just...
Just crits.
Just crits.
But wouldn't you have to hit first, or
Nope.
no? It's just automatic crit. All right.
Automatic crit.
Oh, cool. Wait, we can do that? Wait.
Oh yeah, you
You-
can do all
you-
kinds of things.
You cannot
I can
buy it for yourself.
crits? I can
Not-
buy crits?
Not for
Not for
yourself.
yourself.
On Dan?
Yes, yes, you can.
You can buy
Oh.
crits for the enemies, you can buy crits for everyone else except for yourself.
Oh, okay.
Stand up, tiny man, and fight me.
Okay. Now, I guess I'm gonna be upset and murder this guy. Thanks, Artemis. Armedius.
Demetrius.
I mean, Demetrius didn't do anything.
Dan.
No, Dan. Thank you, Dan.
But he's not trying to kill you, just trying to knock you out. Like, he doesn't want to actually kill you because you're one of the heroes.
Well, I came in. I told him to calm down. I tried to, like, sober him up, and I came in and I sat down. He followed me in and attacked me.
But you didn't
around and
insult
use
him.
I'm going to turn around and use Booming Blade on this guy. Lethal attack.
Lethal attack?
Yes.
Well, that's not good.
Let me see something really quick.
Like, as I pull out my chair and
Corbin will yell out, no lethal
sit
attack.
down, I go to grab a piece of bread and I look at her. I look at Kira. I'm like, you really need to get your scouts to calm down. And he walks in and cracks me.
Sure does.
I just turn around and my eyes are just like locked on him, and I attack him.
Okay. And you miss him. And then he's going to attack back. And miss you.
Same thing.
Okay.
I have to redo the. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay.
He's actually going to try to kill this guy. What a dick.
Hold on.
You gotta pee.
Yeah, I'm targeting him.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And he will return the favor.
I will stand over here. Can I, like, as a bonus action, try to shove him out the door?
No, that's an action.
All right.
And that wouldn't trigger it because he's not willingly moving. Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Smash him, rush him, tackling him out the door.
Go ahead and do the grapple thing onto him. Or no, you trying to shove him or tackle him?
Shove him.
All right, go do the shove thing. He does not. He pushes back.
Okay.
Corbin will laugh.
All right. Yeah.
You need training from Corbin.
And he says, "Oh, I'm tired of this," and he will attack you twice. We're having a freaking duel.
Oh, wait. He rolled a 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so as he goes to swing his sword, a spectral hand will reach out and grab his weapon, and I'll cast shield.
Okay. So put that shield on yourself.
My AC is 15.
So go ahead and put that shield. Go ahead and put that shield on yourself, and then we'll see if it hits.
Shield. That is here.
Okay, and it misses. Let me do this really quick. And mark off that spell slot. Alright, go ahead, your turn.
I'm going to remind him that he owes me his life. I saved his life once in the day, and he's tested by patience to think I'll spare it a second time. And attack him again.
With advantage from Dan, the man, cheater, and chat. So roll another d20 to see if it crits. Oh, it does not. Alright, just normal damage. Alright, and you knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
So he falls to the ground.
Okay.
Now what do you do?
I will walk up to the bar and ask for another drink.
Okay.
You might want to pick your scout up. He just gained some more experience.
All right.
Wait, what happened to the toenails?
Oh, yes.
You should clip his
You're right.
toenails.
You're gonna clip his nails while he's sleeping?
Give me your toenails.
Good God.
Yes, I'll get my drink and I'll come over and I will cut off his toenails.
As Nicodemus sees you do that, he spits on the ground. Disgusting behavior.
What, you never groom your toenails? That's disgusting.
Or another person while they're unconscious.
It was the bet. We swore an wait, what? He said first person to go down.
Corbin says, yes, that was the bet.
Yeah, that's literally, right. The only thing
Don't
that
bet
doesn't
you.
bother me about all this is the grooming of the toenails of the unconscious person.
That's what bothers me.
I asked him to give him
Filthy.
to me nicely. I'm gonna just drag his body outside and leave him in these bushes. Right here.
I mean, he's not dead.
I know.
Okay.
Clip his toenails and I'm gonna drag him over there. He had his fucking chance.
Okay. So you guys all see this guy you met a couple days ago knock out this guy, clip his toenails, and then drag him into the bush.
Arcadia catches the eye of the barkeep and just shakes her head ever so subtly.
And she will kind of like shrug.
I'll walk over
What the
him.
fuck, guys?
I will lean over and I will touch his forehead, and a minor glow is visible on him to try and wake him up. I'll say, you've been knocked on your ass, I'm afraid, friend. I think you better avoid Steve from now on.
God, if he's one of the chosen, I feel so. And he falls back to sleep.
Well, even though he fell asleep, you did follow him inside and attacked him. Then he walks away.
Alright. Anything else for the evening?
Corbin goes to sleep.
The accuracy for toenails.
will also sleep in the stable.
I agree.
Arcadia goes back outside.
And he would have refilled his keg during the drinking.
Okay.
There's a room, right? I can sleep on a soft bed instead of the...
Yes, there are rooms for each of you if you want them.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's right. I'm off too.
Alright. What about Corbin?
Corbin's just gonna sleep in the bar chair here, in the corner.
Okay, drink himself to sleep. Alright.
Arcadia builds a small fire, and by the light of it, you see her pull a pouch out of her backpack, and there are some metal items, and she is building something with the metal. Not taking shape yet, but she's just working with it.
Interesting. Alright, we are going to go midnight. Kamos, go ahead and do your port and rolls.
Nice.
Alright.
Yeah.
And with that, let's take a 10-minute break because I gotta pee. I don't know about you guys.
Yep.
Right, so let me start this, whatchamacallit, the timer. So it's 10:15, so we'll do 10:25. Hit that. Alright, so guys, we'll be back here in about 10 minutes. Stick around, go do what you gotta do, but please come back. Some more shit's about to go down shortly. And we'll see you in a bit. Oops. And we're coming back. Give me 1
2!
second. Gotta hit a button. Gotta hit another button. Ooh, gotta turn off Pretzel. Because Pretzel's super loud in my ear. Cool. And we're back. Bam. Alright. So, we took a nice long rest after Steve fought poor Taneus, who was just a guide and
just so we're clear on the
clipped his
canon of
toenails.
it, I tried to stop him from fighting. I thought he was ridiculous. He attacked me. But, you know, he's a new scout. He's, you know, learning the ropes. You avoid bandits. You don't start shit with people who hired you.
I hate you, Steve.
Never attack the great heroes.
Yeah. One of these days he'll learn. And yes, I did take his toenails.
Thank you, Corbin, for the heart attack. That one actually got me off my chair. Thank you.
Time to wake up.
Alright, so we go to sleep. We take our long rest. And as each of you are sleeping in your various places, why is that your fucking son of Sorry, 1 second. Because of that exact reason. Because people enjoy scaring the shit out of me. So that's why I put that in there. Alright, so as you guys are all sleeping, even in your drunken stupors or however you're sleeping, you all get fall asleep and have a dream. You see a woman, and she looks just like that, except she's kind of
Uh-oh. I lost voice.
Thanks, Steve, for giving me another heart attack. Yeah, I'm back. Steve gave me a heart attack. Thank you, Steve.
Twitch Prime?
My cardiologist thanks you. So you see this woman, she is shrouded in what looks like water. And she calls out in a couple faint words, "Help me." And then you wake up.
Do I recognize this woman?
Oh yeah, you know exactly who she is.
That would be the Oracle.
That would be the Oracle.
And we all have this dream?
Yes, you all have that dream. You all have that same image, and that woman pops in your head and says, "Help me."
Corbin will wake up and want to go right away.
Is it morning when we wake up?
Yes. Yeah, you get your long rest. It is now morning.
Corbin will say, "I've seen a vision of the Oracle. She needs us. Let us go."
I hear
Had
that.
the same
You
dream.
too?
Oh, what becomes canon?
Steve, with urgency, agrees with the party, gathers his stuff, suggests as we move.
Corbin knows the way.
Nicodemus goes to Kierla, and you said you haven't talked to her in almost 2 weeks?
Yes.
I had a dream last night that a lady had to be the Oracle. She needed our help.
Describe her.
She was shrouded in water, wearing gold filigree dress.
Oh god, it must be her. We must be off at once.
I fear she's in dire trouble.
Yes, we must be off at once then.
And let's not waste time, he goes.
Are we all here? We all gathered?
Where's Arcadia? She likes to sleep outside, I've noticed.
I saw her outside just... Ah!
No,
There
you
she
look
is.
around and all of a sudden she's right next to you.
Steve takes a note of this and looks over.
Nipple, I don't think so.
Alright, Corbin says, "I know the way and I will lead them. Because I know how to get to the Oracle."
Correct. Yeah, you can get up to the place, no worries. Oops. Well, so we're off to see the wizard, the waterfall wizard.
And as we go, I'll approach the well, bow my head, say something, toss a copper in, and make my way down the path.
Nice. Okay, so your journey, so you get back up to this road. Corbin knows exactly where he's going. That's kind of odd as he's not from here, but he knows exactly where he's going. And it takes you, I'd say it takes you about 4 hours to get there, since I'm assuming you guys are kind of going at a quicker pace than normal. Let's see here. Bam. Alright, so though some others have failed. You sued the boar that played the lands west of Myrtos. Your names are everywhere. Right now, celebrated as the heroes of Heartlands. Now you have come to the Temple of the Oracle to claim your reward. But once you get up here, you see the doors here are sealed, and there's a usually Corbin, since you've been here before, normally there's always like attendants and people out here hoping to be granted with an audience with her are all missing. Something must be amiss.
Something that's not right. Where are the servants? Where are the people waiting to see her? I will run up to the door and inspect it, see if we can get inside.
Okay.
Arcadia draws a bolt from her case and puts it in her crossbow.
Can I open the doors?
Give us an investigation or perception or whatever you're trying to do to check these doors out.
I'm just trying to open them.
Oh, they are massive doors, and they are completely sealed shut, like they are stone doors. Real quick though, give me a history in the tower. Okay, you actually know though that there is a secret entrance down and around.
Oh, I'll say maybe we should use the secret entrance. Follow me. It's for VIP members only.
VIP. Perception. Hang on, give me a second here. Bam, mischief. We do this. We do this. 16. Nope. Can I change it? No. What the fuck? Okay, yeah, I have to look at that here later. Alright, so now you climb down here. So you kind of climb down. It's because this temple is located on a cleft inside of the earth. So you have to descend a little farther into the chasm, where this forest disappears, and it's replaced by steep walls of rock. You all feel some warm vapors rising from the cracks and vents along the floor of the chasm, filling the air with an eerie mist. And you all feel yourselves sweating from the heat and exertion.
Do I think this is normal?
Yes, because you're down here. You're kind of like in a hot spring in a way.
Alright.
So let me switch your maps right quick. Oops.
I'm not getting that map in
because I haven't shared it yet.
Fantasy Moon.
I haven't shared it yet.
Ah.
Bam.
Now I have the map. Nice.
Yes, and it is kind of dark in here, so if you don't have dark vision or a light source, that is why you can't really see it.
I will take out a torch and I will light it.
Okay.
Effects, torch.
Alright, so in here, where the hell did you go? Bam, there we go. Alright, cool. So, oh my Lanta, slow. It's going slow. Alright, so once you come down here, you get inside this underground lair. And every few seconds along this water, like hot steam like pops up, and kind of feel like if you get hit by it, it'll probably scald you. You see, whomever can see who has farther lights, you can see that the temple has been directly built into the wall. Towering columns supports a pediment that is carved from the rocky cliff face. A marble frieze of what looks like Sidon sits enthroned above the center columns, his black glaive in one hand. And standing at the center of the portico are 4 men clad in bronze mail and bright blue cloaks.
Let's see.
Do I recognize them as being her guards?
Give me a history. Remember, it has been 499 some odd years, yeah?
Yeah, Corbin has kind of a Swiss cheese memory. Let's see, history.
What are these men?
Grr.
I will say, let us ask them.
Corbin, you have no idea who these people are.
I try to walk over here and shout at these men, and I will say, "Greetings! We are here to see the Oracle, and who might you be?"
Go away! She's not available.
I think not. We have to insist.
Go away! She's not available. We have strict orders.
Can I leap across the water here?
You can try.
Okay, I say, Corbin, get back a little.
Oh, can I be on you when you leap over?
No.
But I want to go with you across the water.
Wait, take Billy. And I put my possum on your back.
I try to wipe the possum off. I'm not a horse. Stay back. I will leap across myself.
And I guess I will leap with him.
Alright, I need, as you guys are trying to leap, I need a dex save from both of you.
Dex save?
Yes.
Just in the tower?
Yes. Oh, so Ametrius, you're able to jump across safely. But Corbin decides to follow you, and right when he's starting to, once he jumps, a scalding blast of steam rises up, and you will take this many points of fire damage, Corbin.
Ow.
As you do get across, but yes.
I'll move ahead a bit so he can stand behind me.
Damn it, Demetrius. I stepped in your poo. Made me slip.
These guards kind of, what do they have? They poke their, to hold their spears out. Don't come any closer. Lord Bracca said no one's allowed in.
Take us to this Lord Brackus and we will have words with him ourselves.
No, we can't.
And then I take out my own halberd and I'll say, then we will do this the hard way.
Roll me an intimidation check. Yep. So once you draw out your weapon, they all run inside.
They're scared of you, pony.
Silence, little man.
Creatures, the brave and strong, scared the little men.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my second wind to heal my steam damage.
Okay.
I will wait. I will throw a rope across. Actually, that wouldn't have any use since the blasts come up anyway. So I'll say just wait for. I try to give them the help action by saying wait until a blast passes, and then jump across. Can I give them advantage with that help action?
No, because you don't know when it's going to happen.
Well, they're on their own then.
Okay.
Yes.
Nicodemus is going to try to run and jump.
All right.
So,
Just
what?
Yeah, just give me a dex save.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, whoever's trying to get across, just do a dex save.
Is there like a wood plank or something we could find to put across it?
There's not. Nicodemus, you get across safely, but poor Steve.
Really?
And Arcadia.
Wow, surprised she didn't get across.
So am I. You both take 7 points of fire damage, but you get across.
Corbin shakes his head. I thought Amazons were more graceful.
Kamos, you are really quiet.
My bad.
Oh,
How
is
about
he-
now?
Yeah, I can hear
Now
you.
we can hear you.
Okay, so when I roll for my deck save, do it in the tower.
Yes, please.
Unless you're going to foresee it.
Let's see. That is.
I first gotta see it before I
Yeah, that's true.
So do you want to do it? Because you will get hit if not.
No, I'm just gonna take the damage.
Okay. 4 points.
And everybody's getting hit going across this. Woo.
Only the pony would have given me a ride. He's so selfish.
Oh god.
I cannot carry you on my back, little man. All your life. You must fend for yourself and learn how to do it all on your own.
So,
Ask your father for help.
as Steve was jumping across, his little possum friend ran out from under his cloak, and he's like, "Oh no, Billy!" And it caused me to slip, and I just landed halfway in there, hurting the fuck out of my leg.
All right.
I'm like, are you okay? Ow. I put him back.
Let's Kira, what is going on here?
I do not know, and she does look worried.
They're lying to us right now, and they're here to kill the Oracle.
I think that they definitely are not on her side. Do you guys need to heal from your scarring before we go in?
Can someone heal me? Nicodemus?
That's the most
Would
damage.
we be able
I
to
look,
spend a
I
hit
look
die?
over Kamos and I say, you look fine to me, boy. Don't whine so much. I will heal you when you are in serious danger.
Alright.
Would it be possible to spend a hit dice here, DM? Or would that be like something we would need to rest for?
We don't
hit
have
dice.
time.
Yeah, hit dice are for short rests.
Alright.
I'll have to get
Can
someone
I
who has the most damage.
can I try to move over here stealthily and see if I can see what's going on?
I'll wait there.
Sure. Give me a stealth check. Okay, so looking inside, you can see the altar and those fire, like those little torches that are currently lit. You also kind of hear some like light sobbing and moaning, if you will.
I try to go inside.
I will be like, guys, shh, quiet down. I hear something. And I will proceed to move in here.
Oh.
I'll
Cure
follow the
wounds.
pony.
I'm gonna cure wounds, Acadia.
So actually,
She kind of recoils from your touch when she sees you coming in to touch her.
Uh-oh. But I do it real quick.
So
Is-
make a saving throw?
well, do you accept it, Arcadia, or no?
She backs off. She doesn't know what he's going to do.
I'm sorry. I was going to cure you. Your wounds. May
Oh,
I
well-
may I cure your wounds, my lady?
Okay.
Alright, let me, so now I'll move you guys to a different map.
These light effects just made my fancy crowns crash.
Huh. Demetrius. Alright, so I gotta see where you guys currently are. Okay, Corbin's right there. And that's right there. Pyra's down here. sorry, it's two different things. Like, I don't know why they did it like this, but they did. Oh my god.
Did it put me on a different map?
Yeah, I'll share it here in a second. Oh wait, I probably should have done it with the tokens like this. But whatever.
Pillars.
It's all fun and games until lighting effects get messed up.
Oh,
Yeah, these lighting effects really lag.
See, I would have been right behind Artemis.
Yeah. Demetrius. Artemis is the goddess.
It's such like a simple program, and then they like mess it up like this.
Rocco, right
Oh.
there.
Am I still logged into Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, because everything just crashed.
Did it really?
Yeah, can you remove those fire effects from us because they cause a lot of trouble?
As long as you guys
I
have lights.
apologize. I'm on a. I run a potato computer.
Oh, I don't think that's it because I have a really good computer, but it still crashes.
Authorization failed. Clients is already
Yes.
in use.
Completely close out Fantasy Grounds.
Go task manager.
So let's just try this. About that.
Does this Brachia fellow look like he's in charge?
Yes. Oops, big.
Can I point at him and say, Brachus, I assume?
Well, is it slowly becoming a baked potato? Is it slowly becoming a baked potato computer? So, really quick, the inner chamber of the temple is dominated by a massive bronze statue of Sidon, who sits upon a throne at the rear of the cella. At the foot of the statue is a rectangular pool which reflects the lights of four large braziers into rippling effects. You know, and I thought about that word in my head first before I said it. Four large braziers into rippling patterns on the ceiling. You see 5 men clad in bronze mail and bright blue cloaks gathered around the sacrificial bier. They appear to have taken the temple attendants hostages. One of the hostages is shouting at the soldiers. And you do see dead bodies of several more attendants strewn about the temple in a mess.
Okay. I'm back on. I don't see the map though.
Click on the little map icon next to your token. Find on
Oh,
map.
there it is. Thank you.
Old Temple of Poon. And so, where the sacrifices are is right there.
There's somebody there now.
Yes. Oh, it's bones, but yeah.
We are not in combat.
Not yet.
What would it take for me to leap over this altar, land in front of Brachia, and say, "Where is the oracle?"
We would probably go into combat if you approached him like that.
Okay, well, yes.
Take
Then
me
we're
with
going in
you.
combat.
Are you taking me with you?
No.
Selfish
don't
horse.
like
boy.
doing that.
Just because I tell him to stay golden, pony boy.
Alright, so Nico, what you can kind of, I would say you could see part of the soldiers, or some of the soldiers in that sacrificial pit. Or altar, sorry.
Nico's gonna walk a little bit over so he could see most of them. I don't know where can I fit without being in right there or right there?
You can get there.
Okay.
Oops, maybe not. There we go. Right there.
There we go. Perfect. Oh yeah, I don't want to stand in fire. So, Nico is looking at everyone, and he is.
Wait. Are we going into combat?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to cast Bless at the start of combat.
You can do it on your turn.
Everything is crashing. I tried to say that as he was saying I want to jump in, but Discord crashed.
Gods have intervened.
I don't know.
You can do that at the start of your turn. Then. And you disconnected from Famous Grounds too.
Yeah, I know. I can't do that as Alright.
No.
Wait.
Because they know you're here.
If you entangle that, won't that also entangle the innocent people?
I never I'm not using entangle. There we go. I am going to cast Fairy Fire and try to hit everyone in that. Even the attendants, they're just gonna have to. So get them.
Is there any way I could turn off the settings down on Fantasy Grounds so when I launch it, it doesn't crash immediately?
I don't think so.
Alright, if I get in, is there a way I could turn off the fancy effects you're using so it doesn't do this to my computer?
I turned off the lighting, and I think that's pretty much about it.
Very nice.
I'm sorry, Gorjo.
No, you're good. Right.
I'll mark off a spell slot and clear my pointers. And he reaches out and he casts this purplish light, and it attaches itself to who it attaches to. And he looks at the fighters and he says, "Now have at 'em, boys." And that is his turn.
Alright. Braca. So he's going to back up over here. Let's see how much, 30 feet. Oh, actually, before he did that.
Did he get away from the pony?
No, before he did that. He's going to 1, 2, 3. Alright, blesses for several.
Would Dan be next to him now? Because he started this by jumping over
He
to...
did not jump over to him.
Oh, he
my
failed.
map.
Yeah,
Map is
lost
gone.
map.
Oops. Pressing the wrong buttons. Alright, so he raised his hand and did a little thing, and then now he's going to move back. Leave this place at once.
Howard.
The temple attendant is tied up. This soldier is going to move in. Lair.
Your master has abandoned you.
1 and 2 will be on Demetrius. 3 and 4 Nicodemus. Oh shit! You actually moved that far, but all right. So you 1 and 2 is on Demetrius. Let me do this. If that creature's within 5 feet of an ally. No, he can't. Not yet. So he's going to swipe you once with his sword. Help! Arcadia. Yeah, stop downloading all that porn. I agree.
So the cool gate just swung at Demetrius, so she's going to shoot at him.
I would say where you are, because those are between pillars, probably like a -2. because it has a little bit of cover.
He's going to move around then. I can't occupy the same space as that pillar, though, correct?
Correct.
Ooh.
I gave it.
Weird. I moved.
I gave it to Corbin because he's like really small.
The weird thing
Brain
is
can do
when I
anything.
moved, all of the people disappeared. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I don't know what I did. Okay, so -2 to cool gate.
Yeah. And you move in there.
If I can.
Yeah.
Can I occupy?
You can go in there. You just can't end your turn there.
Okay, and so then I don't have a -2 from there, or do I?
Correct. -2. And you have an advantage from man's only in Twitch.
Oh, thank you, man's only.
That's what I'm guessing is man's only, or maybe it's months only.
Advantage then,
Months
-2.
only. I don't know.
All right, thank you. Oh, the sneak attack. Can I add that? I pressed it, but it
Yeah,
didn't
just roll the
read.
die. Roll
Okay.
the die, and then I'll add it. Super cool gates.
Did that not work?
It did
roll
not.
again.
Ooh, that's actually
Well,
enough that's enough to
I'll
kill
take
him.
that. Ha! Thank
Kill
you,
it.
man's only.
You kill the poor bugger.
I'm just going to move up. Well, I'm going to move back again. My snipe technique, and I'm going to pass my turn.
Nice. Corbin.
Corbin's going to see the scared soldier engaged with Nicodemus, and he's going to go and run forward and leap on him.
Okay.
And I will try to grapple him.
Okay. God, I can just see it too. Ah,
I am grappled.
yes.
Awesome. And as my bonus action, I will rage. And now he has a raging gnome on his back.
That he does. Oh, the shoulder with the cheap scarf. He's going to come up here, and with his spear, he's going to stab at Ametrius.
Spears reach weapons?
It is. This one is. It's a long spear. See? Range 10, just so people don't think I'm cheating. Vamos.
Right. 5, 10, 15, 20 of movement. Waiting to see what I can see. Looks like I can see nothing.
Correct. You can probably see Ametrius and Tidy Chops from where you're at.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna move up another step. That's 25 movement, I believe.
Right.
Oh wow, there's people here.
Yeah.
Alright. And I'm gonna aim for Cheap Scarf. Firebolt him. That miss. Okay. And that's my turn.
Alright.
Not been an advantage.
Did you? He might not have gotten the fairy fire. Like he might have saved on it.
Oh, all right.
because there's a bunch here who have saved and who haven't.
Okay.
And actually, I think it would have been with disadvantage because he's. No, maybe not. Because there's an enemy within range, but maybe not. Tiny Chops. Well, he's going to do the same thing to Ametreus. Aww. Steve.
Okay, I have a question. Before my whole game crashed, right? I was saying I wanted to move up here. Did I not do that before initiative started, or?
Yeah, you were there.
Alright. So starting from here, I can see what's going on inside the temple, right?
Can you see it on your map?
I mean, I can, but the map is like... There we go, there we go.
There we go.
Alright, I can see now.
Okay.
Try and move up to here. And I wanted to attack this guy.
Oops. Attack what guy?
The P?
The attendant that is currently tied up?
No, not the attendant, I'm sorry.
No, that is through a wall.
Those are good guys.
Oh, Protus is the good guy, the attendant is a good guy. So it's only the soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah. If they're in red, then they're bad guys.
Are they tied up? Are these people tied up?
Yes.
Alright, I want to move and start untying them.
Okay. Use your action to untie. Who are you untying first?
Who looks most important?
Proteus is kind of dressed fancy.
Alright. The guy in front of Proteus. The attendant.
You want to untie the attendant? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, you use your action to untie the attendant. Give me a sleight of hand.
Okay, here it is.
You do not untie the attendant.
Alright, stop moving your hands, okay? Calm down. Like, I yell at the attendant. You know what? Never mind. Just do it yourself.
Let's see here. So this guy is gonna, with Corbin wrapped around his leg, I'm guessing is gonna take his shield and try to push him back. It does not happen. Demetrius.
I will attack the. Let's see. I will attack the scarred soldier, or the tidy chop soldier. Yes, with advantage. And I miss.
2 3s.
I will move up close to them to get up in their face. To intimidate them.
This one will yell out at Steve, "Hurry up! Untie us! I can help!" Vamos.
Your volume is really soft.
Yeah, thank you. And I am going to, what is it? I'm going to, if I disengage, I'm right next to a guy. Anyway, so I'm going to aim at Tidy Chops and shoot a flame arrow, a firebolt.
Okay. I broke Nico.
Hit. Yeah. It does damage.
It does.
Okay, I gotta step away for a minute, so hopefully be back by my turn again.
Alright, no worries.
Okay.
Steve.
Which one was it that yelled at me and said he can help?
Proteus.
Okay, I'm gonna hiss at him. And I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna use my hand axe to cut the bindings on the temple attendant and set him free.
Alright, give me the attack roll. Just roll a regular attack into the chat box.
A regular attack.
Yes. Oh yeah. So you get it cut off.
Bonus action, can I cut the other attendant?
Nope. There's
Alright.
an action to do that.
Alright, I'll turn and I'll start helping Proteus.
Alright. So this guy with Demetrius coming up to him. Double check. Yeah. So he's going to take his shield and smack you with it. Oh, he's not going to do that. Nico.
So scared is grappled?
Correct.
Yeah. Doesn't give you any advantage, but he can't move.
Well, okay. Then
It's
I'm
got to be
gonna-
distracting to have a gnome crawling all over you, too.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm gonna hit him with a thorn whip.
A gnome in a kilt.
Exactly. A
Kneecap
traditional
him.
build.
Kneecap him.
Block by armor. Oh! Hey, well, that was his turn.
She's writing down notes. Arcadia.
Okay, so she moves up. Again. Am I locked? Is Cheap Scarf locked for me if I'm here? I'm trying to move.
Which one?
Cheap Scarf.
If you move one more, I would say you can get him, because Demetrius is a big boy.
Alright, meaning north, or can I occupy here?
Yeah, you can go there.
Alright, so I'm going to hit him.
Nice. Holy shit.
She passed my turn.
She's a killer.
No shit.
Damn good damage.
Yeah. This one is going to use Sacred Flame on Demetrius. Aw. Demetrius.
I see that this soldier is now wounded. I'm going to try and ram my halberd in the center of his skull. Split his head in two.
That's exactly what happens.
And when that is done, I notice that this guy is casting magic at me, so I am going to move here.
Okay.
And to my turn.
Proteus will yell out, "Untie me, I can help! Hurry up! We must stop the witch!" Corbin.
Alright, Corbin, I believe since I'm grappling him, he would take 4 points of damage from being grappled by me.
I think, is it a d4 or just 4?
Let me read it. Hold on.
What's the ability?
It's unarmored fighting. Unarmed fighting. I thought it would apply automatically if I had the effect on me.
You put the effect onto him.
Oh.
Where's it? Wind Rage. Unarmed fighting. Yeah, you put it onto it. Yeah, it's 1d4. So I'll just roll a d4.
And
And then put the effect onto him. Alright, so he takes 4 and scarred. Damn.
alright. And then
because if you see it, with the hit the magnifying glass house says unarmed fighting, if T grappled, damage 1d4, bludgeoning, grappled by you. You see that?
I'm looking for it. Oh yeah, I have to put that effect on him.
Correct.
I got you. Should be on there now. If I did it right.
It is. Yep, it's on him.
Awesome. Alright, now I know how to do it in the future. Alright, and then I will, since I'm on him, I'm gonna just try to give him a nut punch.
Actually, it's on his turn, but so I'm actually going to take that off.
Well, didn't he go before me?
He did not. His actually after you.
I thought he attacked Nicodemus not that long ago.
Last round?
Yeah.
No, the last round he tried to push you back, but you were already grappled onto him. That was his turn last round.
Okay. I thought somebody tried to attack Nicodemus. That's strange. Alright, so it's on him and it'll apply next round.
See.
Alright. In the meantime, nut punch. Why did I roll 3 dice?
Because you have yourself targeted.
Oh. Should I do that again then?
Nope, because it missed the soldier.
Alright.
Water. He's a gnome.
Follow up with the second attack.
Maybe if he was like a crit, I might allow that to happen. 10 would not hit.
Very unhappy.
But now he gets to go, and it did not go off, so we will.
I already rolled a 4.
Well, he will take 4 because I rolled a 4 also. He's going to try and push you back again.
I wish him luck. He attacked me?
He did with his shield. And let's see, if the target is large size or smaller, must make that. You did not get pushed back.
Yeah, getting rid of Corbin is hard.
You can't get this gnome off your back.
Help! Tay Chops. He doesn't like his friend getting killed.
Go next. Worm.
He's gonna attack Demetrius. I'm rolling like poop today. Brawny, since Steve untied him, he's going to GTFO over here. And cower in the corner. Vamos. Your feet are perfect size for squishing. I can't hear you again.
It's like I just keep forgetting to move my microphone back. What I'm going to do is I am going to use Sleight of Hands and Mage Hand to free Proteus.
Okay. I'll allow that one, if it works. Yeah, I'll give you that one. And on top. Oh! Fuck!
Okay. And,
Thanks, Brogar!
So that's, I think that's my action.
21
right?
months, holy
Action.
shit.
It has to be an action.
Yeah, it's an action.
Okay. And so that's my turn.
Okay. Arcadia.
You notice that I've already loaded
Yeah,
another
yeah.
bolt in a very practiced action. It's second nature, and I'm attacking tight chops this time.
21 months, so holy crap, dude. Almost 2 years. That's awesome. No, someone actually got me off my chair earlier.
Alright, just to make sure. Oh, did I do twice? Let's take one.
At first, because he was one of the first subscribers. You kill him. Stealing his
Very
kills.
Satisfied. Now she's going to move ahead, move forward, see what you can see. Alright. That's my turn.
Alright, since I'm still on the soldiers back here, I'm gonna try to kick him in the balls this time.
God. Nope.
Ooh, I didn't work. Damn it. I'll keep kicking. That one hit.
It's about time. That would not get you +2 though.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. I don't have it in the coding.
I don't know. Scarred. Let me go to back. Okay. Nico. Yeah, level 2. This is the second session.
Got hit. He's gonna try to hit him again. Yes.
You're gonna try to hit him with the junk too.
he's
Sometimes
gonna
it'll
try
all.
to hit him with the thorn whip right in the
Yeah, that happens.
the
Like Dan said.
in the sack.
Poor guys.
Oh, he's got a good.
Maybe he has a metal cup on or something.
He might, you know. No.
Wearing protection.
Steven touches.
Wow, I really expected this guy to be dead by my turn.
Oh.
I will.
Second present, but she is the only lady in the
Artemis
group.
is out, right?
Yes.
And this guy in the back bar, is that a good guy or a bad guy?
Which one?
Garcia?
He is a bad guy.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I can't really see him from where I'm at. Sacred Flame on the soldier, I guess.
Okay.
Or not Sacred Flame, Firebolt.
Okay.
Nice. Alright, and that's yeah.
I will move 35 feet towards him.
You can get, because you got to move, because that guy's an ally, so it would get you back to about there.
Let's see, then I will take the last 5 feet since I have 40 feet movement.
Okay.
Then I will get the charge from my centaur effect.
Are you within 10 feet of him?
Yes.
Does it say 10 feet? Hang on, let me read it. Bam, 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 bam.
I have a reach weapon, so...
If you move 30 feet straight towards the target.
Yeah, I move 30 feet.
Not straight towards him. You gotta move straight.
It has to be one line?
Yeah, it has to be completely straight.
Okay.
Because that's why the pig didn't get the charge either.
Okay, I will attack him then. I will Divine Smite.
Okay.
Level 1 spell slot. Ah, shit, he rolls on a Divine Smite.
Yeah.
And into my turn.
Alright. This one. Help! Alright, Braca. He's going to touch his shoulder. And you'll see some lights go over him as he heals himself. And say, Lord Sidon demands you leave this place, this house of worship at once.
Silence. Who you can tell Lord Sidon of your failure when I send you to meet him.
So Proteus will stand up finally and will nod over at Kamos. Thank you, son. And will Sacred Flame the soldier. It kills him. Wait, he was already dead. He was already
Corbin
dead.
will let go. Ow, ow, ow.
That one. Help!
Did I kill him?
You might have. Arcadia. So I don't have my thing turned on where it shows when they're dead or not.
Arcadia is going to
Whip to sack with it split open.
move, ignoring that attendant, just so she can get a good shot at Braca. She's going to target him.
But which attack with us put an opening big enough to. Wow, you guys are gross. Oh God.
And pass my turn.
Metreus, you have a crit from Brogar, from Grimace.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, Grimace. I'm going to Divine Smite on this guy.
AKA my favorite Dutch.
So I am just roll the damage crit, right?
Yep, hit the crit button and then hit it.
From head to his crotch in two, so he falls into two pieces.
Nice.
To death.
The heck of a smite.
Yes.
Thanks, Grimace. I owe you one.
And you're out of combat.
Corbin will run up and kick the body.
Oops. Okay. Kick in the body. Something falls out and lands next to Arcadia.
Alright, I pick. Oh, what is it? I'm looking at it.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Alright. Oh.
It is a potion of greater healing.
Fantastic.
Thank you from, who is that? Brogar in Twitch.
Yes, thank you.
Wait, something popped up said a potion of healing for me. Do I have one of those too, or I don't know how the Twitch stuff works.
Potion of healing for you. Let me look.
Or was that saying buy one?
Oh, no, that would just ask you to buy one. But you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Corbin will look around for the oracle. Do I see the oracle?
You do not.
We'll kick the body again. I'll say and I'll yell. Where's what happened to our friend?
Where's Kyra?
Yeah, where's Kyra?
Oh, she's here. She's just watching.
We'll say Kyra. Where is the oracle?
Yeah, I will walk over to Kyra and I will say, Kyra, would you know where we have to go in this temple?
Probably into her grotto.
Where is this?
Downstairs.
Corbin will know the way to that.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess we follow Corbin after untying these attendants.
Alright, so the attendants are all going to hang back. But yeah.
I will say, Proteus, will you join us in battle?
No, I must heal my wounded and tend to the dead.
Can you heal us before we go to battle?
And he will heal Steve. Because Steve looks the most... Yeah, Steve is the most wounded, so he will heal Steve.
That is very generous of you, since he didn't untie you.
I was getting
he
to
did.
it.
He did not actually.
Oh.
Amos untied him with his magic hand.
Yes.
Down into the grotto we go.
Nicodemus is going to inspect this statue.
Okay. It is a statue of Sidon. It's all like bronze, and he's holding a big black trident.
I have a
Just
question.
wondering where you're going there.
I have a question.
He likes the trident. It's part of the statue. It's too big for a dwarf to... It won't be able to come off, will it?
Correct.
I will say, Dwarf, do not deface that statue. Just leave it be.
I was not thinking of it.
Oh, okay.
Are you trying to have sex with the statue?
That statue doesn't belong here anyway.
Alright, Steve. What was your question?
So these bases, I see they're on fire. Is there any like liquids that they use to set the fire, or is it on charcoal?
There is no liquids.
Okay. I was just wondering that.
Alright.
Corbin's anxious to get to the grotto.
What is it?
I
I'll round
assume
it down.
there's a door back here.
There is a door back there.
I'll
Yep.
say, come here, friends. There is a door.
My
Of course
character
there's a
won't
door.
move over there.
You're not gonna follow us?
No, my character. The game's freezing up because of the lighting of it.
I will try to push open the door.
That door opens.
I will gently peer around the corner here,
Okay.
but Corbin jumps ahead.
Yep.
I'll say, fine, you go ahead then.
So
I know the way.
peering ahead, there are a bunch of closed doors.
Can I listen at the door to see if I hear anything in there?
Sure.
Is that perception?
Yes. You do not hear anything.
And I'll just open them.
All right. That is empty. That is empty. And at the end, you do see as you're walking down here, like on the walls, on each of these walls, there are swords hanging there. And at the end, like all the way down there, there is a key on a chain.
I will go grab the key.
And you notice that Amitrius has trouble walking through these holes.
Can I inspect the swords? Or
Watch them from behind.
are they of good quality?
Do you inspect the swords before Corbin grabs the sword? Grabs the thing.
Oh, I guess
No,
I
I'm
wouldn't be able
lagging.
to see them. Corbin's ahead of me.
All right. So, oops, shit. That's what happened. Hang on. So Corbin goes to grab the key, and these swords start to animate.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Magical swords.
So we put
I'll
all
say,
these
is this even the way, Gnome?
Yes, this is the way. I know the way.
Are you sure, Swiss cheese?
Corbin never forgets.
Apparently he did. Bam, 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 bam. And actually, that's what we'll call it for the day. Because it's getting close to time.
Cool.
Ready.
What, don't we have a whole 30 minutes?
No.
No.
11:30.
We have a whole
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2
Whole
minutes.
2 minutes.
And this battle will take a little bit longer. So Corbin, he says he knows the way, and now he gets into a fight with swords.
The perfect way.
The perfect way. This is the way. All right. Well,
Good game. Thank you.
Yeah, you killed the pig. Had a fight. Steve got some donuts. Made it to the Oracle's temple, and now we'll see what happens from there.
I don't think the channel pointing's working.
How many
I
points do you have?
don't know.
1,700, but I'm subbed.
Yeah.
Okay, you still gain.
You don't get. That's about what you get a session. Maybe a little
100.
more. Yeah. But 1,000.
No,
Yeah,
I
you-
had 1,600 at the start of this.
You spent it on something.
Nope.
Oh, your PC crashed, and that means if your browser isn't open on the stream, you don't get points.
Oh, of course.
Correct.
I fucking hate Twitch so much. Remember when Twitch used to be like easy and fun?
It is easy.
Nah, yeah, it was great. I don't even like it.
All right, guys. So thank you for the game, and we will pick it back up next week, right where we are.
Okay.
All right.
Dan, you says you got time to help me figure out what's up with this
Right.
sound app?
Sure.
All right, guys. So thank you for hanging out today. That was fun, and thank you for the follows and the subs and the cheer bits and all that stuff. We'll be back here at 8:30 a.m. for session 3 of this game. So that was fun, and thank you, Dr. Zombie, for the 9G for the follow. I like that name. But we are done for the day. The next session, next week. If you want to catch up or didn't watch the whole thing, there's my YouTube channel. Feel free to sub. This video will be up there tomorrow, and it is free. So thank you very much, and until then, goodbye.